Hello friends, my name is Brittany and today we'll be talking about breast and testicular exams among young adults. So just to walk you through our roadmap today, first we're going to look at some key terms, the rising rates of cancer, how much our young adults actually know about those risk factors, preventative testing, and ways to educate. Okay, so first we're going to hit on those key terms. The first one is AYA, which just stands for adolescents and young adults. BRCA 1 or 2, which is, usually herd paired together, which are just the genes associated with breast cancer. SBE, which is the self-breast exam. STE, which is the self-testicular exam. And YA, which just stands for young adults. Okay, first we're going to look at the rising rates of cancer. Looking back in 1999, there was a study that discovered that the diagnosis of testicular cancer was seen happening more at younger ages. Even in the course text, we'll see that 12% of women in the U.S. experience cancer once in their lives. And finally, a study done earlier this year shows that there is a consistent increase of 20 to 25 types of cancers in males and females, including both breast and testicular cancers. So we're seeing it rise across the board through time. How much of our young adults actually know about those risk factors? So a survey published in 2006 assessed awareness in 23 countries between 1999 and 2001 and found that a third of these participants were not aware of any of the existing risk factors that contributed to breast cancer, such as smoking, obesity, stress, and so on. And another study looked at undergrad and graduate students' knowledge of risk factors for cancer, and participants were mostly able to identify risk factors that had widespread media coverage. So maybe that's something to think about moving forward in trying to reach our youth with that education. Self-examination and preventative testing. First, you have BRCA 1 and BRCA 2, which are those genes commonly found with breast cancer or linked to breast cancer. And you have testing for those BRCA genes that you can get done at your OBGYN, as well as just your PCP via labs, or just going independently to a lab yourself and asking for that testing. TSE, which is a testicular self-exam, which is where an individual is standing and they start by looking for that swelling in the scrotum, if there's any, and then they'll gently take their thumb and fingers of each hand and feel the sac and across the testicle to see if there are any lumps or bumps to be notate or tell their physician about. Next, you have breast self-exam. Let me just say, if you menstruate, find a time in between cycles, because that cycle, the hormones can cause adjustments in the density of your tissue, and so you want to have around the same time every month in between your cycles to really know that your breast tissue is not going to be too dense. And then what you're going to do there is just, if you want, you can put your hand above your head and just using those 3 middle fingers to feel across that breast tissue with varying amounts of pressure to feel any of that tissue underneath, if there are any bumps or anything to notate. Why aren't adolescents and young adults taught about these in school? Well, a 1989 study showed that despite learning lectures and being given material on the subject, a majority of male students didn't adopt monthly testicular self-exams. But in the future, as of 2023, there was a supervised study showing that a flipped classroom model helped increase the level of knowledge and rate of students performing TSEs. So we've seen that flip around. So that's something to notate moving forward, as well as other ways to educate. So we have community spread knowledge through educational forums or resource fairs. We have the changing of curriculum or of sexual education to teach about exam symptoms and those risk factors. Changing how this material is thought. Insurance recognizing the need of preventative testing and coverage, and then just more access to affordable testing to individuals without insurance. And so finally, here are my references. And thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.